Anybody who resides in Australia will likely be aware of the ubiquitous and increasingly racialised practice of Acknowledgement of Country, which essentially pits one group of Australians against the rest. The idea is to acknowledge that the lands that we stand on are not ours, unless you're of Aboriginal Australian heritage. It's by definition racial. In this lady's acknowledgement, for example, I recognise that these are unceded sovereign lands. Okay, if you truly believe that, get out. Go back to Northern Europe. Go back to Caucasian land. But of course, she won't. This is simply virtue signalling. Another example, the government's Indigenous Acknowledgement of Country website has its own full-screen Acknowledgement of Country pop-up. Clicking on that, it states, "An Acknowledgement of Country recognises that you are meeting on the land of First Nations peoples," meaning it is not your land. Personally, I'm a bit fed up hearing these acknowledgements at every single meeting and event, often by multiple speakers at the very same event. However, I respect people's right to say them. It's a free country after all. But, and this is a big but, people should have the freedom to not say it. The moment we must say it, the moment that it becomes no longer voluntary, then I'm sorry, that's no longer freedom. That's coercion. That's indoctrination, or any other term you might use to describe such compulsion. Here's one recent example. This is Macquarie University in Sydney. Recently, its law students have faced challenges navigating the complexities of modern woke life. As reported by The Australian, deliver a warm welcome to country or law students fail. Basically, law students have to perform a thoughtful, culturally respectful and exceptionally well-written acknowledgement of country at the beginning of their oral law exam, which is worth 30% of the final course mark, or potentially fail. Look, lawyers aren't stupid. Surely they know that this forced acknowledgement will not help anyone. It will only serve to divide people and create resentment. Well, the convener of the course is not backing down. Welcome to country or fail course, convener doubles down. Dr. Holly Dole-McAway, Associate Professor at the Macquarie Law School, refuses to accept that this is a problem. She said, "It's acknowledging your positionality as a student of law on this unceded land. Students will not meet the metric or rubric if they do not perform an appropriate proclamation." She just doesn't sound like a teacher to me. She sounds like an activist. She also made the students do something else. Law students at elite Sydney Uni asked to perform privilege walk. Basically, students were assigned roles, such as a poor child or a CEO of a big company, and had to step forward if they believed the statement applied to them, such as, "I eat 3 meals a day." By the end of the exercise, those in privileged positions would be at the front of the classroom, while the oppressed people would be at the back. One student, who wished to remain anonymous surprisingly, said, "We were then made to feel bad for having these positions. The convener told those of us with jobs or positions of power that we had achieved our positions by stepping on the shoulders of others. Unfortunately, at Macquarie, I feel pressured to express an opinion that I don't truly believe in because I'm afraid of the consequences of saying otherwise." Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians, Senator Jacinta Price, commented on the controversy, mandating that students participate in what is arguably a reinvention of culture in order to attain a tertiary qualification is an indictment on our education system. The whole concept of welcome to country is a reinvention of culture. The fact that it is being imposed upon university students in their education institutions, especially when it's being implanted into courses that actually don't have anything to do with Indigenous culture or history, this is pure indoctrination. It's not education. Australians are fed up with being made to feel like they are guests in their own country. The Albanese government has allowed activist behaviour like this to take root in our schools and tertiary institutions. We can't continue to push these ideologies onto students. It's their right to have an education and not be indoctrinated. This isn't the first controversy occurring at the university. A few weeks ago, Macquarie University sparks backlash over settler and guest labels for non-Indigenous students. Basically, non-Indigenous students are reportedly being told, if you are living in Australia and are not an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, you are a settler and therefore a guest, even if you were born here and your family has been here for 5 generations. They also advise students to ensure they have a deeper understanding of colonialism and acknowledges that guests may worry about causing offence. In my opinion, these forced acknowledgements of country at Macquarie University and elsewhere are not fostering unity or understanding. Instead, they're creating division and alienation.